Hey gang, it's Will from Tested.
And it's Norm from Tested.
Norman Chan, it is Nest Dropcam time.
Surveillance everywhere.
It's a surveillance state. You know, right now, my wife and I are having one of the biggest fights we've ever had about when is the appropriate time to get rid of the video baby monitor in the baby's room.
Hiding the teddy bear.
15 or 16?
Out. Oh, I mean,
like how old?
You're years away. Why
Oh,
even...
I think it should go. I think it should be gone already. I don't want her to grow up in a surveillance state, but that's why we're testing these.
Surveillance equipment.
Surveillance equipment.
So this is the Nest Cam. It was recently relaunched by Nest, now owned by Google. And Nest bought Dropcam. So Google owns Nest, owns Dropcam.
We tested Dropcams, the original Dropcams, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, when we first got this office, actually.
Yeah, at the time, they were really revolutionary because they were really high-quality video over the internet. They ran through an online service, and you got much better quality video than we'd ever seen before out of an internet-connected webcam, basically.
720
at this price.
Yeah, with the service built in, which is the big revolution. I mean, you can buy. Back then, even 3 years ago, you could buy a 720 or 1080 webcam, no problem, and set up some type of system. But Dropcam had the cloud storage service.
Well, and it wasn't, and more than that, they had the cloud connectivity stuff, so you didn't have to fool with ports on your router or any of that stuff. You just loaded an app on your phone, you could see what was happening in your house, which was very compelling.
And all of that is inherited in Nest Cam. Nest Cam looks a lot like Dropcam, although the hardware is actually different. It's for the first time, it's now a 1080p camera.
Okay.
The previous Dropcam and Dropcam Pros were both 720p. They don't explicitly say what the bit rate is because what you get is not exactly what the camera sees. It goes through their cloud servers.
And it depends on what your upstream connection's like and all that sort of stuff.
So that's going to be scalable and has 130-degree field of view. So it's wide angle, but not fisheye.
You can put it in the corner of a room and see the most of the room, though, which is what most people want.
Yep. And it has night vision, IR night vision. The old ones did as well, but they say this one is better.
From what I've seen so far, the new one is much better than the old one.
And we'll demonstrate that in a second. So if you've never used a Dropcam or Nest Cam before, first of all, what you should know is there are a lot of options out there. You don't need to, just because Google runs this, doesn't mean you need to get their product.
And just because you have a Nest thermostat or something, or Nest smoke alarms, doesn't mean that adding this in is going to improve the quality of your existing network.
That's right. Or Nest ecosystem. They don't all perfect time. They use the same app, and you can use the same web browser, website to monitor all that stuff. But there are options out there that we haven't actually tested yet, but other people have tested that have, facial recognition, different subscription rates for cloud storage, and to be clear, this is, to get the most functionality of it, it is a subscription service.
Right. So how much is it? Let's get this out of the way up front. How much does the camera cost?
The camera is $200.
And how much does the subscription cost?
Depends on how much data you want to store. I believe it is $10 a month for 10 days of history, or $30 a month for 30 days.
So it seems like that's competing less with like baby monitors and security cameras for your front door than it is for like security cameras for a 7-Eleven or something like that, where you want to have a constantly rolling record of everything that happened inside your store.
And the fundamental differences between those two are real time and how good it works in real time, and whether you want to respond to things in real time, and a history, a backlog.
So the use cases are, like, if you want a baby monitor, which we'll talk about, then
which is real time,
which is real time.
Important.
You don't care what happens 2 days ago. It might be cute. Like, you might want to keep that because you want to save some precious memories. Yeah. My hunch is the video off of this isn't going to be of a quality that you're going to want to save precious memories.
No, it's not a
so it's
really
not worth
a pay to
for.
YouTube for that.
Okay.
If you don't pay for the subscription, when you get this, you get 30 days for a trial. We're in the middle of the end of that, actually. So you get to try out all the features, but if you don't pay after 30 days, all it is a real-time webcam. Which
is, as somebody with a young child, when my wife and I go out at night, we leave a babysitter at home. It's nice to be able to fire up the cam, see that she's asleep, and that everything's fine.
See what's happening.
So that we don't have to call and bug the babysitter and seem like a lunatic.
Yeah.
And I like that these are overt cameras.
Yeah.
So there's no surprises. Everybody sees this. They say, "Oh, this is a camera. We know how this works." It's not like something skeezy, like hiding a camera in a teddy bear or something like that.
Or if you want to, put it outside your front window to check and get a sense of when UPS comes, you'll get a notification, motion sensing on the front door. you can do that. You have to position the camera pretty well.
So my wife and I had looked at the first Dropcam as a potential baby monitor because we ended up looking at a bunch of things. We ended up going with the Motorola, the Motorola thing that everybody gets with the motorized mount. It's like $250. It's not internet connected, and we went with that over the Dropcam because the Dropcam has a fair amount of lag.
Yeah, and lag is why this is not really good as a real-time camera.
Okay.
To illustrate, let's show the quality here. And this is 1080p right now, the highest quality. We have pretty good internet connection.
So it's like 2-second lag, one to 2 second lag. Hold on, I'll time you.
Ready? I'm gonna swipe up and we'll see how long this, and so it's going from the Nest Cam to Google servers back to the app.
I'm getting a stopwatch. Okay.
I think people can do it at home. Ready?
Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Could
3, 2,
no.
1.
Wait. Why is this not? Okay, there we go.
Go. 2
seconds. 1.89 seconds.
We're gonna try again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 2.
2.5 seconds. Yeah, 2.41 seconds. Okay, so like it's not so bad that you can't use it, but when you combine the lag, like for the baby, I'm talking specifically about the baby monitor situation, which is what a lot of people buy this kind of camera for. 2 seconds lag on the video, plus the amount of time it takes to grab your phone, turn the phone on, unlock the phone, find the app, launch the app, get to the right spot in the app, takes way too long when you hear a thump and your kid started screaming to know if you need to get up and run in there or if you can just ride this one out.
And worst case, the notifications you get only update. You only get a new notification every 30 minutes.
A new notification like movements happen?
Motion sensing.
Yeah. The motion sensing was useless for Kid Monitor from our perspective.
Absolutely. So. But what you can do is, of course, as we've demonstrated, you can view the video on your smartphone. You can view it in a Chrome browser. It actually is a big performance hog in the Chrome browser. And if you subscribe, you can go into your history. Now, the monitoring itself, you can mount this anywhere, and it does include a magnetic plate.
So to screw it into the wall?
So yeah, 3 screws in the wall. It's actually a really strong magnet. And then this camera itself pops out of the frame.
Yeah, I can show that.
And I'll hold the base.
It's stuck in way better than the old one.
Just push it. Push the front. There you go. There it goes. Pops out the front. So you can actually move this anywhere. It's actually pretty warm.
It gets hot.
It gets really hot. Comes with a USB cable, and I actually don't like that the USB cable is white, and while the camera's black.
I think
it makes it difficult to hide it.
But
I wish it was braided, and also this connection here makes it tough to position it and bend it because that actually has popped out the micro USB connection a few times.
The nice thing about it though is it's just a normal micro USB cable, so you can totally open it up and use whatever kind of cable you want. You don't have to use the one that they provide.
Yep.
And you can go up to what, 5 meters or something?
And you can unscrew it, and that will screw onto like a Gorilla Pod.
Nice.
So you can mount it without you having to use its included base.
So the other thing to mention is that there's a small accessory world for the original Dropcam. The new one's a different size, so this one won't snap into the old mounts.
Meaning like snapping like this?
Into the circle, yeah. The new one's a little bit bigger than the original one was. So if you have a bunch of accessories for Dropcams, you can't just slot this in. The good news is that mounting it is basically just taking a thin piece of metal and making a hole that's the right size, and then you can snap it into anything. So you can make your own mounts if you need to.
So also from your account on the Nest app or from the website, you can go into your history and you can sort by motion senses or by audio senses. On the website, which we can't actually illustrate here, you can actually draw areas. If you have a subscription of where, like for example, if you have it fixed over a room and you only want to monitor a door opening, then you can draw that area and only motion sense in that area.
So for example, if you just want to monitor your front door, if you're hanging this up above your front door and you want to monitor the gate, then you can say, okay, I only want to show stuff that happens directly in front of the door instead of all the way out on the sidewalk, so you don't have a bunch of false positives. That's really good.
Also, if you're a subscriber, you can also broadcast your footage, have a public link, and so you can give people a link and they can watch real time without 2.5 second delay.
We should set that up in the office so people can see what we're doing in the office.
We talked about that, and that was a bad idea.
It was a bad idea.
You can also, of course, very importantly, turn off that status light.
Oh, so if you want to be a creeper cam.
Yeah, there it goes.
Okay.
Green light. And it's actually a blue light in other scenarios. And also, very importantly, scheduling. set up. If you only want to record, and it's nice that it does drill down into the days. So, for example, if you only want to record overnight, for example.
So is this for recording or streaming?
This is streaming. So actually, it will just turn off.
Oh.
And not. I mean, you can activate it on any time you want.
Right.
But the camera will be off.
That's interesting.
Which is nice. There is a microphone in here. So if I turn up the audio.
But there's a speaker as well, right?
And there's a speaker.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn up the audio.
There's a speaker, yeah. So let's turn the audio.
Yeah, there goes. The audio tested. And if I want to actually communicate to someone on the other side of this, I can press talk and, hey, get away from all my toys.
Hey, get away from all my toys. Hey, get away from all my toys.
There it goes.
Yeah, and then we're in the loop.
Now we're echoing. So that's nice too. That was a feature that was in the old one.
Like this is why this product weirds me out. Is because it's clear that like that's a baby monitor feature, right? That's a hey, don't climb up on the dresser, you're going to fall and hurt yourself. But with the lag, it's much less useful than it would be if it were actually a direct connection inside the house.
Maybe it's communicating to someone who's in the house, an adult. Have them. Well, you can always give them a cell phone call. It really is like a security deterrent. Like, what are you doing in this room right now?
But I mean, if
I'm calling the cops, get out of here, type of thing.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna believe that. I mean, they'll believe it, but then they know, hey, I have 2 minutes more to steal as much as I want before the cops get here.
Or the cops are already there, and like, hey, drop your stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a feature that I understand why they would put in. It just doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
So you can also enhance. So
wait, what?
There's a sensor. The sensor in here is equivalent to like a GoPro sensor. And if you tap it, you can actually...
Norm, enhance quadrant 3.7.
Hold on.
Oh, first you have to zoom, then you have to enhance.
Yes, there it goes. So you can actually choose to find a different area. And right now, it's this is a digital zoom, but it can actually enhance video. And what that means is you record nothing around the outside, and the enhancement is a little better.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's neat.
Yeah. One last thing.
That's a new feature. That didn't exist in the old version.
Is also the night vision quality.
Oh, yeah, right.
In a second, we're going to turn off all the lights here and show you what the IR looks like. So there is a ring of IR lights around here.
You can see them in the dark. They glow a little bit red if you have, depending on how your vision works.
So I have auto IR turned on, and in a hopefully very dark, pitch black room. Oh, there it goes. It's switched to IR, and that's really good.
That is way better than the old version. So the old version, when you switch to IR, it looks like a fuzzy kind of spy cam video, and this is actually, you can see colors. So it's all black and white on the old version. This has a little bit of color tint, which is really neat.
The crappy thing about the IR, and this is just and then we can flip the lights back on, is if you have like a piece of glass in front of it, the focusing will get off, and it'll focus on the IR reflection in the glass.
So if you put it inside a box because you want to have it outside, away from the weather or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you're not going to see through the glass if the focusing is off.
Right.
And that sucks. So there are actually some features that Dropcam users will miss. They took away the geofencing feature for some reason.
How did the geofencing feature work?
So as opposed to scheduling from, turn the camera on from 9 to 5 when I'm at work.
Oh, right.
Only turn the camera on when I leave the house.
It's been a long time since we tested this, but my memory of that was that it wasn't particularly useful because it wasn't smart enough to manage more than one person's schedule. Yep. So like if my wife and I both had geofencing turned on, it would just turn on whenever one person was away, not both.
It's weird why they turn that off. I'm not exactly sure.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's a privacy thing or they'll add it later.
Well, the normal Nest stuff is all about geofencing, so I don't know why they would be concerned.
So, but that's the Nest Cam. I think $200. If that came with 1 day of history, that'd be really nice.
It's like some amount of streaming and storing.
But really isn't a thing that you would buy. You can't say, oh no, my house is broken into, now I'll pay for the service and dig up the old footage.
Right.
If you didn't pay for it, it doesn't save your footage. So you really got to invest $200, which I think is too much to pay for if the service then costs $10 to $30 a month. Make the camera cheap and then charge me $10 a month, or if you're going to charge $200 for the camera, give me some cloud functionality.
Subsidize it. Either subsidize it or don't subsidize it, but don't live in the middle, which it seems like what they're doing right now. It reminds me a lot of that episode of Seinfeld where he had the fancy door lock.
Yeah.
And the door lock's only as good as the service behind it.
And some people have asked, why can't you don't pay for the service, but screen cap run the Chrome browser or whatever browser full screen, and then screen cap and record. I think that's just a bad idea. That's going to cost you more in the long term for storage and
electricity.
And it's a power hog.
Yeah.
Well, the Wi-Fi range is good. It will cut out, through multiple walls. You have to find a good place for it. But it's a solid Wi-Fi.
I still don't think it's a great baby monitor. I think it's fine for security, maybe front door. I think they're talking about having apps for it as well.
Yep.
So that, for example, you can have a Roku app that will let you pop up and see who's at your front door when somebody rings on the doorbell. I still worry about the time it takes to fire the thing up and get into the app and get to the video for a streaming solution for like a baby monitor or something like that. So
yeah, not for real time, but as a security camera, it's one of the best quality security cameras out there, and the setup is super easy. Again,
if you're a business, it's a no-brainer, right? Because then it takes that box that lives in the back of your convenience store and has a VCR tape in it, and all of that stuff is off-site, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. If you're a home user, it's a little more expensive and a little more of a difficult proposition.
Yep.
So that's the Nest Cam. It's new. It's kind of the same. It's neat. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.